Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darison Chauskas. Today is the 10th of July 2018, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this afternoon session where we are going to have a look at a few instruments that I picked, and I believe that those are quite interesting to see and to keep on monitoring, certainly. But before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, a very quick reminder of our JFD Brokers research page, which we update on a daily basis. We throw out different trading shoutouts, different technical analysis, and yep, of course, our daily analysis that we produce every morning. So feel free to check us out, and I believe you can find something useful for yourself, guys. So for now, yep. But for now, let's have a look at the charts. So the first one I want to touch on is the Dow. Now, the Dow Jones finally broke out of this range here that I was talking about in my previous videos a while ago, so around like last week. So I was talking about this this little range here that we had between the 24,000, the psychological 24,000, and this this level right here at around 24,575 approximately, or you can round it up to 600. But nevertheless, it was a quite interesting range where we saw that yesterday Dow managed to make a huge pop through this one, through the upper side, and pushed higher and closed the day above. So judging by the current cash market, I mean, you can see probably that we're going to close with open up, sorry, with a gap, and it's currently trading above the closing price. So certainly this is it's an interesting index to keep an eye on, because this, for now, this is really looking quite bullish, to be honest. Certainly at some point we will probably get a some sort of reversal back down, a small correction to the downside, in order for the bulls kind of take control of this one and push higher again. So looking at this 4-hour chart, for now, yep, we are kind of aiming for higher levels. Now, a good potential area of resistance here could be this level right here. Let me just drag this this highlighter here, and yep, so the 25,100 certainly could be a good potential area of resistance. But before that, keep an eye on the psychological 25,000 in general. So this level could be a good one to watch. Certainly could act as a first area of resistance from which we could move a little bit higher towards this 25,100. So in a way, in other words, keep an eye on this little range here then, between the 25,100 and the 25,000 itself. So good potential area to watch. Certainly, let's see if it plays out or not, but probably somewhere in halfway, let's say halfway towards this area here, we could see maybe something like a bit of retracement here, maybe moving back down, maybe even actually testing this level right here that we've broken out from. So this 24,575, or maybe slightly above the 24,600. Now, we could maybe see something like this, a move lower and then a bounce up. So certainly for now it looks bullish. We could probably end up just straight away hitting this 25,000, and that's it. So without any reversal. So that's why I probably keep sharp, stay very careful on this one. Like I said, we are more positive than negative on this one, but always have an idea that we could get a bit of reversal here to the downside, and we could see maybe a test of this area here. So yeah, watch out for this one, guys. It's an interesting one right now, but be very careful. Looking at oil now, WTI, and certainly let's put a daily chart first quickly, and we can see this nice area here at around 72.90 acted as a nice area, a nice bouncing ground for this commodity to push higher again. So acted as a very good area of support, and certainly now we are not far from the recent highs that we had here last week. So keep an eye on that one. Let me just quickly put a 4-hour chart in this one, and this is how we could potentially position ourselves. So just slightly, I'm going to shift this lower, and so we take, if we have a look at this high here around 74.80 mark. Now this is probably could be a good entry point here for a potential trade, for a potential long. And this is, let me just quickly adjust this up. There we go, and this is how we could potentially start positioning ourselves. So for example, if you do decide to enter a position here at around 74.80 mark, then of course keep your stop loss in place. Don't go into a trade without a stop loss. Now a good potential stop loss could be this area right here at around 73.45, and with a potential TP at around 76.85 mark. So good potential trade here building up. Certainly we could end up moving lower. Now certainly this 76.85, just to kind of show you what was the level here. If we just go back a little bit, let me just quickly adjust this. So this is the level that we had here. We can actually slightly adjust that even. This is probably an average range here that we managed to touch, but nevertheless, if you want to kind of put it a little bit higher here, put your TP a little bit higher, then we could end up moving towards this 77.80 mark approximately there. So good level to watch. Certainly we can see that it was a small peak here that we had on the around the 20th of November 2014. So basically, if we end up moving towards this area right here, towards the 77.70 and 77.80, then well, we could get back towards the October and levels of October levels of 2014. Sorry, a bit stalled there, but nevertheless, a very good area to watch. Certainly quite an aggressive trade here could be, but that's why probably initially you could aim something for a 1.5 risk reward ratio, but then you could end up maybe moving towards this higher level here and going for the whole 2 to 1 risk reward ratio. So yep guys, some good levels to watch here. Certainly could be a possible good trade, but for now just keep on monitoring this level, the 74.80 mark approximately there. Let's see if it wants to break it or not, and if it does, then yep, we could get a scenario that I just discussed with you. Now let's have a look at a few pairs that I really wanted to show you, and let's put a daily chart first. Now EURCAD. Now EURCAD, certainly it's overall in a bigger picture, it's in a move lower. You can see that we've got this support line here, support line, resistance line here, and we've managed now to also break this shorter term upside support line here, and now we're currently kind of continuing to trade here below that support line. Certainly quite a bearish sign here, so to keep an eye on. Certainly we can see that we do have a good level of support here at the moment, where the rate is trading right now. Let's put a 4-hour chart in this one, as it will be a more clear picture. So we can see that it's getting held here by this 153.800 mark approximately there. So it's kind of getting held here. Certainly for us to become even more bearish on this one, we would need to see a nice break here below this 152.900 in order to kind of consider further declines. Even a good target could be this 151.150 approximately here, that was marked here by the lows that we had on the 14th of June. But yeah, of course we're only going to consider that level if we do get a nice break here below, guys. And you can also see that this level kind of coincides right now with the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart. Now this is where it could, like I said, become interesting, because if we start breaking it to the downside, I mean, this is where where more bears could jump in, and the bulls could start abandoning this pair, and we could end up pushing lower. So eventually you could position yourself for a possible trade here this way. So let me just kind of adjust the levels here a little bit. So if we enter a position here approximately around this area here on a break of this line, as well as on the break on this 200 EMA, certainly we could start putting our stop loss at around, let me just put well, actually it depends on your risk appetite as well, guys. I mean, so a potentially good stop loss could be around this area right here at around 153.550 approximately there. Just yeah, something like this. And yep, you could eventually position yourself for this trade going down here up to towards the 150 mark. So very good potential trade here. Certainly, of course, let's see if it happens or not, but I'll keep this here, and just for our future reference, we're just going to have a look if this is going to work out or not. But again, like I said, this important area here at around 152.900, a break of that area here could actually lead towards a bigger decline, and yep, I mean, we could end up hitting this 150 area, guys. So for now, keep a close eye on this one. Looking at the USDJPY, now this is another good one, and probably I'm gonna skip the daily chart on this one and just have a look at the 4-hour. We can see that we had a nice rally since Friday. Yep, I'm sorry, since Monday. Do apologize. Yeah, so it's on Monday. Yep, from yesterday we had this nice rally here to the upside. Almost managed to touch this key area of resistance at around 111.400. We can see that it acted as a nice area of resistance, and now certainly we're going to have a bit of retracement to the downside. The question here is, because we do have this little level right here at around 111.120 approximately there, if this is going to act as a support line, now this is probably the recovery and the move to the downside could be short-lived, and we could eventually maybe bounce here and move higher and make another attempt of the 111.400. So yep, guys, for now, keep an eye on this one. If we do get a break here below this 111.120 approximately there, we do get a break here, then, well, I mean, we could end up maybe pushing towards this area right here, towards the 110.850, or even actually a test of this upwards moving trend line, or maybe some could call it upwards moving support line. Let me just quickly adjust this low. Oh, there we go. And we could end up testing that one from here, from above, which could also prove to be a nice bouncing ground for future move higher. But of course, let's not over speculate here. Certainly, let's see what happens with this level first, with this 111.120 approximately there. Let's see if it breaks it to the downside or not, because if it does break into the downside, maybe we could even actually see something like this here, guys. So this is another idea, but then again, like I said, for now keep an eye on this 111.120 approximately there. And the last pair that I really wanted to touch on, guys, quickly, was the USDCHF. Now, for this one, probably I do need to put a daily chart, and we can see that we're stuck here in this little, well, probably relatively little small range here. We are here between the 0.99900 and the this area right here at around, actually, do apologize, let me just quickly adjust this. There we go. This area right here, this is what I was referring to, guys. This is probably more important than the previous one that I had, and this is the 0.98500. Now this is the lower side of the range, so for now we're going to continue monitoring it. We're going to continue monitoring this range. We could maybe see a bit of movement here, up and down, and eventually until we make a breakthrough through either the upper side of this range or towards a breakthrough the downside here. So for now, certainly, because the way the candles are shaping up here on the daily chart, it seems that it wants to push higher. It seems that it wants to move towards the 0.99900. Just to kind of point out the importance here as well, we're not far from the psychological level of 1 as well. So I mean, a nice move here above the 0.99900 or also could lead towards this number 1, the beautiful number 1, which, yep, a break of which could open the path towards these higher levels here. And the levels that open up here have been seen here in May this year. So, and that's around the 1.0055 mark, approximately there. So, yep, but for that, of course, we need to see a nice pop here through this upper side of the range that we're seeing here, where the pair is trading right now. Okay, guys, certainly I need to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you found it useful. Please join me tomorrow morning at my Trader's Espresso, where we're going to have a look at a few other instruments. I do have a few in my mind right now, but yep, we don't have time to look at them right now. So yeah, feel free to check me out tomorrow, and that's around 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock British Summer Time. But for now, thank you very much, and bye-bye.